Ready. Welcome, Commanders family, into Command Center Game Day Live, brought to you by Northwest Federal Credit Union, the official credit union of the Washington Commanders. We invite you to stop searching and go Northwest. Check out nwsu.org/Washington to see how easy it is to join and how Northwest can help you make your money work for you. Stop by Advance or visit nwsu.org/Washington today. There is a live look at FedEx Field. Your Washington Commanders are out here, and this live cast is presented by Verizon. Verizon, the network Commanders rely on. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Thursday Night Football.
Yes.
Prime time. Brian Cooper Jr. here with some primetime guys. We even got the Janet Jackson mics on. We ready for y'all tonight. We got Football champion Brian Mitchell in here. We got Mr. H to the 9, Santana Moss, and we have a Nationals legend, Mr. Ryan Zimmerman. Ryan, thank you for being here. How you feeling tonight? It's primetime, baby.
It's fun to be here, man. NFL's a different animal.
Yeah, it's a different animal.
You guys play like once a week. We're every day.
Y'all are every game. You know, we're so glad. We know you got a busy schedule. We're glad for you to be here with us. Thank you so much, man. First thoughts here, Thursday Night Football. I know you got to be excited. We got the Chicago Bears. How you feeling?
Yeah, man, it gets you going when you come in here.
Yeah.
I've been here a couple times. I've been down on the field a couple times, and a little bit different energy than baseball.
I wanted to ask that question. You've been here before. What's the difference from before to now? A little more energy?
Yeah, a little bit more. I think, I grew up in Virginia Beach.
Yeah.
I've been here for 20 years. The fan base is re-energized.
Yeah, re-energized. There you go.
And I don't know what happened before. I'm not here to say anything about that, but it seems like the new regime and the new it's got the people back ready. The team is young and getting better.
Yeah.
So it's an exciting time to be a fan.
Right.
No doubt.
You won a World Series in this town. You know how the fans act when you do that. What message would you give to these young guys in this field, and even the young guys that play back at Nats Park, about go out there, get it done, and see what the fans will do for you?
There's nothing like it, man. I mean, we made the playoffs a bunch and failed.
Yeah.
And even when you make the playoffs, just when you get in the dance, the place goes crazy.
Yeah.
So when you get in and keep going, and then obviously ultimately win it all. This city, they love sports and they love their players.
What was that ride like? Folks think that people that win titles was just dominant the entire season.
Yeah.
What was that journey like for you guys that year?
Yeah, we did it where we were dominant and we didn't win, and then that year we kind of snuck in.
19 and 31 at the beginning?
Yeah, I think the more you realize as you play and as you make the playoffs, you don't have to be the best team. You need to be the hottest team when it counts.
At the right time.
I think you got teams that start 6-7-0 in your league and then stumble in the middle, and you got teams that start you got to be peaking at the right time.
You're right.
Well, we went to the Nats Park. I was there with our Santana, the Capital crossover, where we have the Commanders and the Nationals coming together. Now you all are here. You grew up in Virginia Beach, so you know about DC and all this stuff. How good is that to make sure that the professional franchise in the area want to pull for each other?
No, I think it's great, and the players go through the same things. They can talk to each other and help each other out. Tell each other where to live, where to go to eat. The wives can hang out, and so that if they're happy, we're happy.
As long as they stay away from the mall.
Yeah, well, that ain't gonna happen. I'd rather them go to the mall than shop online.
Spend my money, huh? Here's my checkbook.
But I think it's great because the hockey team we used to do stuff with, and now this, so it's good for all the teams to be together.
Yes.
Oh man, we're so excited to have you here, and you're a hometown kid, right? This has got to be pretty cool for you. What are you most excited for to see tonight against the Chicago Bears?
No, you guys were asking me if I played football growing up, and I played a little bit, but I was small. My dad played football into high school, and he's like, hey, you can play. You're about to get crushed, but I think that's one thing. If I could go back and change anything and say everything would turn out the same, is I would play high school football. In Virginia Beach, we had some good high school football. Our stadium held 5,000-6,000 people for high school. That's a thing.
It's some dogs came from down there, brother.
I loved going, and I was always like, man, I should have played, but
we got you.
It turned out okay.
It definitely turned out. We appreciate you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Ryan.
Thank you, man. And one thing that's going to work in our favor, you came the best weather we've had so far, man. We didn't rain, so you got to be dry here. And I think that's time for our game day forecast presented by NBC4. We are working for you. Now it is a high of 82 tonight. A high of 82, that sounds so good to say. A low of 64, 0% precipitation. We have been waiting for that. And the wind is only 5 to 10 miles per hour. Now, listen to our quarterback, Sam Howell, who has some thoughts on the quick turnaround tonight. Take it out from Sam, baby.
especially after a loss. You know, the first thing that everyone wants to do is they want to get back on the field and kind of get this feeling out of their body. And I think everyone, you know, wants to go out there and try to get back on track. And so we're excited. We have a short week, so we can't really think about the Philly game too much just because we have so much preparation to do in a short amount of time to get ready for Thursday night. So yeah, I mean, I think it's good for us that we have this Thursday night game this week. So hopefully we can go out there and put our best foot forward and have a chance to win.
Man, Sam is so wise beyond this year. So much confidence in that young man, and a big part of that confidence has to be these weapons at his disposal. So now it's time to check out this week's Air Power, presented by Air National Guard, the proud partner of the Washington Commanders. Now, fellas, we talk about these weapons. Eric Bieniemy has a lot of these weapons at his disposal, and Sam Howell, he moves that ball around a lot. We have seen him touch a lot of receivers, especially in the first half. What does it mean, Santana, I'm going to start with you, to have a quarterback that you know is going to share the wealth?
Well, one of the things I love about it, because, and this might be weird coming from me, I love to have other guys involved, because that's take a lot of attention off of me. When I played in Miami, when I played, you know, early in my years, it wasn't about me. It was about the other guys that allowed me to go out there and have those big games. So I love what we have going on here, because now you can see each and every guy's going to get his opportunity at the right time. EB is dialing up these plays, and, you know, you have a quarterback in Sam that can get you the ball. Just know when it's your time, get ready to shine.
Football is the essence of team sports.
Yes.
And I think when you look at it, guys that are, like you look at Sam, he's getting everybody involved. Those guys are working every game all week. You get into the playoffs, then those guys still do the same things they've been doing all year. If you're feeding it to one guy and then somebody smart in the playoffs take that guy away, the other guys don't know really what to do. So I like what EB is doing, and I love the fact that Sam at a young age is getting the ball to different people. He knows he may like somebody the most, but you hit the person that's open. And if you keep going to the open person, you'll find out that your star, they're going to eventually stop doubling him. He's going to be singled. And you single Terry, and he's going to beat your ass every time.
Every time.
Amen. And you talk about Sam's youth. He's young. But every game we've seen him develop slightly. We've seen a better Sam each and every week. What do you expect to see from him tonight?
Well, I just want to see him do some of the things he did last week and improve upon it. Don't think I got it now. I always tell people about golf. I love golf. And every time I go out and play a great game, I always say I got it. And the next day I shot my best score ever, 69. The next day I shot 94. Think about that, because I thought I had it. If I had gone out there and played the smart game, I might have shot a good score still. Sam Howell has to understand he doesn't have to go out there and prove anything else. Just keep improving. Not trying to prove, just improve, and everything will work out.
I think one of the things that you have to do as a player, something that I had to learn, you have to get into a rhythm. You have to get into a routine. You understand that, okay, when I had a bad game, what did I do coming into that game? Or what did I do that first series, that first drive? Okay, when I had that good game, what was it like coming into that game, and how was that first drive? So once you find out that routine or that rhythm you was in, you want to have that every time. So allow the game to flow to you. I think last week he allowed the game to flow. He beat out the plays up. He ran them accordingly. When he had opportunities, he diced it up. And then when he didn't, he got rid of the ball or he did something with his feet. Allow the game to flow, and he should be okay.
And I got to talk to Jahan Dotson a little earlier, and we'll go to that interview a little later. But he had mentioned how after he had a big drop in the third quarter, Sam went back to him for that touchdown that put us into overtime. And what is it like, Santana, to have a quarterback that just trusts and believes in you no matter what you're doing previously on that field?
It's a great feeling. It's a wonderful feeling just knowing that the guy knows that you're a baller, and you're gonna and guess what? He's gonna come back. I've had quarterbacks tell me time and time again, I got you, 89. Stay open. Stay open, 89. I'm coming back. So when you have a quarterback that's going to give you opportunities, go out there, rest assured that the ball is coming. You just better make the play.
It's not just Sam, though. Eric Bieniemy thinks that exactly. If a guy has a mistake, I'm going back to it. I want to see if he's going to forget about it and be ready to produce. He does that. Sam does that. Ron thinks that way. If those guys stay on top of things, they'll be okay.
Well, fellas, man, we got a lot more to get into. We're going to get into that defense, like I said. We're going to hear from Jahan Dotson. We're going to also hear from some legends in Fred Smoot and London Fletcher. They will be on the field. And speaking of hearing from legends, we want to hear from Commanders fans. That is right. B. Mr. Santana will answer your questions later in the show. Just use hashtag left hand up in the comments. Ask your questions and leave hashtag left hand up to have your questions answered live on Command Center Game Day Live. But before we head to break, let's take a look at today's most rewarding odds given by Fanatics Sportsbook, the most rewarding sportsbook The Commanders are back at FedEx Field for Thursday Night Football kickoff is set for 8:15. The odds are Washington is actually a favorite 5.5 points with a money line of -275 and an over-under of 44.5. Guys, we have a lot more fun to get into. You are watching Commanders Today Gameday Live, presented by Northwest Federal Credit Union, the official credit union of the Washington Commanders. And guess what? We have non-stop live coverage of FedEx Field, even during the breaks. You have no reason to go anywhere. You'll be able to see the field and the players warming up during this commercial break. We will be right back here with a lot more.
Dad, we're gonna be late.
Can't stop adding stuff to your cart? Get the Bank of America customized cash rewards card. Choose the online shopping category and earn 3% cash back.
The final stone of the championship.
At Bet365, we don't do ordinary.
Roger, this is looking good.
We believe every moment in sports should be epic.
Are you watching this?
Is that curling? No.
This morning's news, curling fever has taken over the world.
So whatever the sport, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365.
Experience the performance of Toyota Camry, from TRD to all-wheel drive and hybrid, with comfort and control. To travel your way and arrive in style. Right now, buy a Camry and get $750 finance cash. Toyota, let's go places.
VetTix secures unused event tickets to give back to the military and veteran community. The mission? To strengthen family bonds, build lifelong memories, and encourage service members and vets to stay engaged in their community. Giving out over 15 million tickets since 2008, VetTix continues to give something to those who gave. To find out how you can help give once-in-a-lifetime experiences to our veterans, service members, and their families, visit vettix.org today.
Hi, I'm Jeff Dick, Chairman and CEO of Main Street Bank. Every dollar we touch is not our own. Every dollar represents the countless hours spent on the construction site, late nights in the office, time away from family and friends. Remembering this keeps us in touch with what we do and who we do it for. At Main Street Bank, we are honored to be stewards of our clients' dreams, aspirations, and their money. Bank where trust matters and where you matter.
Hey Marissa, what are you doing?
Searching.
For what?
My financial wellness.
Stop searching. Go Northwest. I went to Northwest Federal Credit Union, even better than a bank. And they hooked me up with totally free financial counseling to help me manage my money.
Totally free?
Totally free.
I feel my financial wellness running through me already.
Whatever works. Stop searching. Go Northwest.
One bag.
The winter play was really coming together. Until disaster struck. Tensions were high. Luckily, replacement costumes were shipped with FedEx, which means Mr. Harvey could picture the perfect night. We're ready for the holidays, so you're ready for what's next.
Have fun, sis.
Can't stop adding stuff to your cart? Get the Bank of America customized cash rewards card. Choose the online shopping category and earn 3% cash back.
Welcome back, Commanders family. It's Commanders Today Gameday Live, presented by Northwest Federal Credit Union, the official credit union of the Washington Commanders. And you can check out our views from the crib. That's right, we're at our house in FedEx Field for our live field camp presented by Verizon. Verizon, the network Commanders rely on. The Commanders are gearing up for their first primetime game of the season against the Chicago Bears. And guys, I love hearing from y'all, but what I want to hear from right now is London Fletcher and Fred Smoot. I think it's time for the best seat in the house, brought to you by SeatGeek, the official primary ticketing partner of the Washington Commanders. Fred, London, what are y'all seeing down there on that field?
Thanks, Brian. Smoot, man, we out here on Thursday night football.
You know what time it is.
Going against the Chicago Bears.
Yeah.
They're a team that's kind of struggling right now.
Yeah.
But what do you expect to see from this Bears team? And more importantly, what do you expect to see from our team
Well,
tonight?
first of all, it's a Thursday night game. You know, teams start lethargic. You know,
Yes.
these are not the best games. And it's that annual trap game. To what we were for Philly last week, I feel like the Bears are for us. Everybody thinks you come in here, you're supposed to win this game. You got the better offense, you got the better defense, you got the better record. That ain't the way the NFL goes.
No, not
you
at all.
understand
Not
that.
at all.
And I know, too, a hungry Bear will bite you. And Justin Fields coming off the best game he done had in years, threw 4 touchdowns in that game. So they're trying to find some on offense, and they're steadily getting better and healthy on defense.
I'm glad you mentioned Fields because what I saw from him last week, he was making some big-time throws.
Yeah,
making some big-time throws. I'm looking at him like, oh,
Yeah.
my goodness.
Yeah.
But offensively, I want to see us continue with the same type of game plan that we had against the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah.
Don't come in here going against a Bears team because they're injured on the back end. They allow
about to say that.
70% pass completion. Don't come in here and all of a sudden become pass happy. Reason why we were so efficient against the Philadelphia Eagles because of the run game. And it wasn't about, hey, we're running for 3.5, 4 yards per carry. It was more about the volume of runs.
And making you
runs.
respected on the back end, open up gaps for the pass game and for the run game. But you got to realize, Coach B. Enemy just sitting there. He like, all right, no Eddie Jackson. I don't know what you go with Briscoe going to play. Why not? Why not put the ball in the air to run the ball? So I think because we got to think about this, London. You want to start fast. You want to start fast because now it unlocks the pass rush. That's the thing I want to see this defense do. Play with a lead because it changes the tide when it comes to that.
I'm glad you mentioned the defense. Defensively, the thing that I look at when I look at this Bears offense, the bootlegs, the design quarterback runs, things like that, where they actually can run the ball pretty efficiently too. But we're gonna have to be on point of defending the bootlegs and not just with the defensive ends and making sure, or outside linebackers, whatever, make sure they're being on top of it in terms of containing Fields. But the second level players, whether it's a linebacker or the safeties, whoever's responsible for that tight end or that receiver coming across to take away those throwing options for Justin Fields. That's where I feel like if we can do that, we can shut down this Bears offense. Let's make Fields beat us from the pocket. Let's make him a pocket passer.
Who's been our worst enemy for the last 3, 4, 5 years when it comes to defense? It's the tight end position. Cole Kmet at that position. Hey, he's one of those guys. If you get him going, he can make plays, and it's the safest place for a quarterback to go, especially when you're on the road. Hostile territory. We sold out of here. It's going to be loud. It's going to be a lot of silent count. If I'm a quarterback, I want to find my running backs in the flat, Jamin Davis. I want to find my tight end that's going to be messed up on Cameron Curl and the rest of those guys. So I think that war inside is going to be eternal. But you can't forget about DJ Moore. He's coming back. The guy went, a fellow Maryland Terp, went to Maryland. He's going to want to show out in this place. It's Thursday night. That match up on the back end with him too outside.
I'm glad you mentioned DJ Moore. How are we going to defend DJ Moore? Are we going to have somebody
follow him? I don't think it's at that point where he needs to be followed.
But you got to have that in your back pocket just in case you need it. All right, that's it from the field with Smoot and your boy Big Fletcher, as he like to call me, CeeLo Green, Eddie B, Eddie B, all those type of things. Buster Douglas, back to you, Brian. That's okay.
Thursday.
Thank you, Fred and London, for that insight, guys. And you know what? We talked to 2 legends from the defense, so let's talk about the defense here now. We got a guy in Justin Fields, a very mobile quarterback, right? How does our defensive line prepare and be ready for a guy that leaves the pocket more than he's going to stay in it?
Well, I've heard a lot of defensive linemen talking all year about they have to move as one. And they got to make sure they hit the right gaps and the linebackers fill the other gaps. What the defensive ends have to do is keep him inside. Jonathan and Duran are very athletic and I think can beat some of these offensive linemen inside. If you keep him bottled up and make him have to sit in the pocket, he is not the same guy. He breaks contained, you got problems. So you got to keep him in that pocket and make him have to beat you with his arm, and then make him want to go up the field. Don't give him gaps because he's fast enough to run away from him.
He's very lethal outside the pocket, and what he wants to do, normally when he has his big games in a run game, he's breaking outside the pocket. He's getting on the outside. So I think it's going to be one of those games where our guys in the interior have their biggest game, because if Jay Allen, Deron Payne could put that pressure, now that allows our guys to hunt. That allows them to eat. They know he's coming to them. If those guys are making it hard for him to step up and slide up in the pocket, he has to escape outside. And that gives Sweat and that gives Chase a chance to get out them. So we have to be very disciplined, gap control, something that Ron talked about all week long.
And one thing Fields does as well is he turns the ball over quite a lot. I mean, his team has not gotten a win, but it doesn't mean that they can't move the ball and they can't throw it. Who benefits the most from this secondary on the turnovers tonight? You always talk about a turnover, man, Santana. Who do you think benefits the most from Justin Fields?
Well, we want to talk about an individual. You know, this week we had Cam Kerr on the Players Club, so stay tuned for that this Saturday. And he said he itching to get his hands on one. So I think Cam Kerr is going to go out there and get one. If he's going to toss it up there, if Cam Kerr's around that ball, he's going to get his hands on one. But I think as a whole, it benefits our team because if we can win that turnover battle, that gives us a better percentage of winning the game.
And that turnover could be a fumble.
Yeah,
Montez Sweat, Chase Young, keep coming from the outside. He holds the football. Strip sack. Keep on with it.
Strip sack. I like to hear that. You know what? We have a lot more fun to do with you guys. We have a lot more to get into in this show, but remember, leave hashtag left hand up in the comments, whether you're watching on YouTube, whether you're watching on X, whether you're watching on Facebook. Leave hashtag left hand up in the comments to get your question read live on air by some Washington legends. Also, when we get back from break, we'll take a look at my sit down with Jahan Dotson from the Next Man Up podcast. You'll want to make sure you hear what our second year guy had to say. This is Command Center Game Day Live, presented by Northwest Federal Credit Union, the official credit union of the Washington Commanders. You found the only, that's right, the only Commanders pregame show and the only one that gives you a continuous look at the team getting ready for action thanks to our Verizon Live Cam. We'll be right back with a lot more, but we'll keep the cam up for you the entire time so you don't got to go nowhere. We'll see you soon after this break.
Hey, grab me one too.
The Toyota Highlander is ready to go. With impressive cargo space, versatile seating, and fully connected tech to put you in charge of your drive. And with available hybrid models, you can be efficient in style. Right now, buy a Highlander with low APR financing. Toyota, let's go places.
What you doing? Searching. For what? My financial wellness. Stop searching, go Northwest. I went to Northwest Federal Credit Union, totally better than a bank. And they helped me figure out how to make my money work for me. I even got a great credit card that pays 2 times the points. But can they help me find my car keys? Stop searching, go Northwest.
Football's here, and Fanatics Sportsbook wants you to rep your team colors. Introducing the Fanatics Jersey Drop. Bet $50 or more and get an official jersey up to $150. Available for a limited time. Welcome to the most rewarding sportsbook.
SeatGeek is the ticketing app for fans like the High Five Strangers guy. Game-winning interception, first down, just a nice solid tackle. If you're in arm's length, you will be swapping skin with this extrovert. You see, he knows SeatGeek got him a great deal on tickets, so he can focus on what he does best, smacking palms. SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
Welcome back, Commanders family. It's Command Center Game Day Live presented by Northwest Federal Credit Union, the official credit union of the Washington Commanders. Our live field campus presented by Verizon. Verizon, the network Commanders rely on and you can rely on too. We are here at home at FedEx Field getting ready for our Week 5 matchup against the Chicago Bears. Kickoff is just moments away at 8:15. And you know what, fellas? We talk about the guys gearing up. Time for us to gear up with some Commander Swag. This is Gear Up for Kickoff presented by Fanatics. Now, as y'all can see, we got some Commander Swag right here. Fellas, what y'all got over there?
I got something that probably wouldn't fit me.
It might. You been in the gym? It might.
I might take
I got something I'm taking home with me.
I like that black jersey, though. I like
but then just say I'll leave it here with something.
This thing's sticky.
Well, listen, check this out. So this is actually the item of the game. So tonight and tonight only, you can get a discount on this item if you head to the fan store or you head to Fanatics. Now, fellas, listen, we got the swag here, but you know what? We still got a game to play.
Yeah.
We still got a big matchup. We are on Thursday Night Football tonight. It is prime time. So listen, what are the keys to the matchup tonight? What are the keys to us getting this victory? What are the keys to us beating the Chicago Bears?
I think the keys are winning in the trenches, okay? As we look at this whole matchup, I look at the defense of the Chicago Bears. They have 2 sacks. We've been giving up sacks. This is a game where we can alleviate that as an offense and make sure they don't get to our quarterback. We've seen when Sam is upright what he can do. Flip it over. Our defense, they are prone to give up interceptions and turnovers. Get to them, beat their O-line, and make Justin Fields have to beat you today. Make him have to go out there and be Superman.
You know, keys are always with me. I always talk about the turnover battle. That's one. You know, win that. You always want to win the turnover battle. But I think more importantly, when you think about us dominating tonight, I think it's going to start up front. He talked about the trenches, and I'm going to talk about the trenches. Our defensive line has to show up tonight. Tonight they have a guy on the outside, I believe the right tackle, Darnell Wright. He's a young guy. He's a rookie.
Yeah.
Whoever's on his side must eat tonight. You know, we've been talking about our defense being amongst the dominant defenses around the league when it comes to defensive fronts, and we need to be heard. We need to be seen. We haven't seen them in a while, so they need to show up tonight. That's a big key.
And as I said to start the show, I'm here with some primetime players, baby. Y'all was ready for the big lights. But let's talk about that a little bit. This is primetime. How are these games different? We know all eyes are on us. We know there's no other show in town right now. What makes these games just a little different for these athletes?
They're different because you have so much time to wait for them to come. And you have to manage your time wisely.
Yeah.
But the ultimate thing is this is the only show out there tonight.
Yeah.
And this is a game where you can make it to the Pro Bowl.
Yeah.
You can get votes. You can make people understand who you are. Yeah. This is the game you don't want to blow up. You don't want to be bad. You want to blow up and be good. You want to have touchdowns, interceptions, whatever. And if you do that tonight, the whole league will be put on notice that they are coming down there in Washington.
Yeah. You know, it's prime time, and everybody's going to talk about it all week long. We're going to hear it harped on us. But at the same time, as a player, you got to understand that I still have to go out there and be me. Yeah. I still have to go out there and understand that regardless of how bright the lights is, I have to come through for my team. So I used to make sure that I didn't look at it no bigger than any other game. I stayed calm. I made sure that I didn't look at it no bigger. And I told myself, you've been here before. This is no bright. This lights are no brighter than no lights you played under. Yep. So don't go out here and force yourself or press and think you have to do something more. Play your game and you should be successful.
Guys, I gotta admit, y'all look pretty darn cool with these mics on, man. This is a whole nother swag we bringing tonight. Yo, y'all look pretty cool.
Janet Jackson, baby, Janet Jackson.
You know what else looks
Control.
Our Verizon Live Cam. Let's take a look at our Verizon Live Cam. We are just a few minutes away from kickoff. The Washington Commanders are back here at the crib for a Week 5 matchup with the Chicago Bears, and we still got plenty to preview. But before that, I sat down with a very special guest on the Next Man Up podcast. It's time to check out my never ordinary interview with Jahan Dotson, presented by Bet365. Whatever the sport, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365.
Jahan Dotson, what makes you never ordinary?
My will to win. I hate losing more than I like winning. So I don't take losing lightly. So whatever I can do possible to win, man, I'm gonna make it happen.
Where does that will to win come from?
I would say my parents, the closest people to me. They taught me how to survive in this life. They taught me how to win, and they taught me how to compete. So I feel like my parents have instilled that in me from a very young age, and it's been carrying on with me through life.
And your conversations with your parents that you've had growing up throughout your whole life, right? Now you're here. You're at your career, man. You're in year 2. This is a real thing. How has those conversations changed with your parents, and how have they further helped you develop into the man that you are today?
Yeah, growing up, it was constant conversations about, you got to do this, you got to do this. But now they see I'm a man, and they see that, the things that they taught me at a young age are coming into fruition. So they kind of just let me do my thing, and I'm learning as I go. It's a long journey, but it's going to be fun.
Always great to hear from Jahan Dotson. You can check out our full interview on the Commanders YouTube page, man. It was a great conversation with him. Such a humble kid for how successful he's been. And look at some of the success. Look at these rookie numbers. Now, he only played 12 games. This is just in 12 games. 35 catches for 173 receiving yards, and led our team in touchdowns with 7. Santana, this is your boy, man. How have you feel about Jahan so far this season?
He's brewing.
Yeah.
He's cooking. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Things that haven't got started for him, so I'm looking forward to see him really with a splash sooner or later. I'm not sure when it's going to happen. Sooner or later, EP going to say, hold on, let me let this dog loose.
Yeah, but you can tell he's starting to get there, man. And listen, we have so much more fun to get into, but remember, we are answering your questions right after this break. So make sure to drop your questions in the comments, whether you watch it on YouTube, X, or Facebook. Leave the hashtag left hand up for a chance for Bemis and Santana to answer your questions. Plus, Bemis and Santana will share your thoughts on who is going to show out tonight in prime time. These brothers like to show out. So stay tuned to Command Center Game Day Live, presented by Northwest Federal Credit Union, the official credit union of the Washington Commanders. It's the only pregame show. That's right, the only Commanders pregame show, which has your field pass to the action. We will not let you miss a moment, even during this commercial break. Stick with us.
FanDuel, we're giving you more ways to cherish the NFL season. When new customers bet $5 and get $200 in bonus bets guaranteed. And you can withdraw your winnings instantly. So get all your high fives in now before football Sundays become Sundays again.
Bet $5 and get $200 in bonus bets guaranteed. FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook.
VetTix secures unused event tickets to give back to the military and veteran community. The mission? To strengthen family bonds, build lifelong memories, and encourage service members and vets to stay engaged in their community. Giving out over 15 million tickets since 2008, VetTix continues to give something to those who gave. To find out how you can help give once-in-a-lifetime experiences to our veterans, service members, and their families, visit vettix.org today.
Hey, it's me, food. I'm so much more than just what we eat. I'm hand-cut, fresh and frosted. I love it. Aw, I love you too. See, life is always something new. All messy, frantic, and amazing. And from where I sit, you look delicious. That's why every day is worth celebrating. If you can. Stay fresh. Sincerely, food. Sincerely, Safeway.
You're going to like this story because it's about you. You who forgot to charge your phone last night. You who sprints to the boarding line so your bag will fit. You with him. Until one day you boarded a United plane that was designed for, well, you. And your phone got charged, your bag fit. So did everyone else's, but this story isn't about them. Your toddler didn't tantrum and you got to fly happily ever after. The end.
Hey, Marissa. What are you doing?
Searching
For what?
my financial wellness.
Stop searching. Go Northwest. I went to Northwest Federal Credit Union, even better than a bank. And they hooked me up with totally free financial counseling to help me manage my money.
Totally free?
Totally free.
I feel my financial wellness running through me already.
Whatever works. Stop searching. Go Northwest.
Football's here, and Fanatics Sportsbook wants you to rep your team colors. Introducing the Fanatics Jersey Drop. A jersey offer like no other. Bet $50 or more and get an official jersey of your choice up to $150. It's available for a limited time, so grab it before it's gone. And with Fanatics Sportsbook, you can earn up to 5% fan cash back on every bet. Welcome to the most rewarding sportsbook. Start earning fan cash now.
Welcome back, Commanders family, to Command Center Gameday Live, presented by Northwest Federal Credit Union, the official credit union of the Washington Commanders. FedEx Field is filling up for prime time, and you know what, fellas? I'm hungry, and it looks like we have a special delivery delivered by Grubhub. Fans, don't forget to order your Ultimate Game Day spread using the Grubhub QR code. No fees will be applied, and we love no fees. Look at that. We got our lovely intern, Caroline, bringing us some Grubhub. Now, fellas, it ain't no food, but it's a question from our beautiful Commanders fans. Y'all ready now? All right, so this is from @LOL Creations. How will Emmanuel Forbes Jr. bounce back this week? B-Mitch, I'll start with you.
Yeah, I think he'll bounce back very well. Think about cornerbacks. They have a forgetful memory real quick.
They have to.
They forget everything that happened bad. They remember everything that's good. Emmanuel Forbes understands. He got last week.
Yeah.
Now he knows that the Chicago Bears are going to test him. That guy has sticky fingers.
Yeah.
I think tonight he gets an interception. That's how he's going to bounce back.
I mean, he's learning on the job. Trial by error. He's one of those guys. People fail to realize in order to succeed, you have to fail. So he understands what it feels. Yeah. One of my most memorable moments is failing, in this game. Feeling like, crap. And I never want to have that feeling again. He's a guy, he's been on top before. He knows what it is to go out there and make big plays. He's in a new league now. Yeah. He's a young buck. So he had to take these lumps. So he can go out there and know what it feels like, so he can go out there and get past it.
Yes, sir.
Better get back up.
Yep.
Get back up.
Man, what a great question. We got one more. Got time for one more?
Yeah.
Let's do one more. This is from Johnny Command 72. What will defensive coordinator Jack Del Rio and this defense do to stop Justin Fields? Y'all touched on it a little bit. Let's get a little more. Santana, I'm going to start with you.
Well, I say look at it like this, man. We know what Justin Fields is. He's great at doing things improv with his legs. We haven't seen him yet really beat a team this year and throughout his career with his arm. Yeah. So I will force him to beat me with his arm. I'm going to rush forward. I'm going to say, I'm not going to allow you to get outside the pocket with your legs, and I'm going to give you the time that you need so my guys can hunt and see if you can pick my defense apart, my secondary apart, which I don't think he's going to do very well. So I will force him to do something that we know we haven't seen from him thus far in his career.
And I'll say this. Everybody talk about team sports, but there are individuals in team sports.
Yes.
There's no I, but there's a me.
Yeah.
Some guys got to know the guy in front of you, beat them and get to the quarterback.
Yeah, for sure. We are just moments away from kickoff. Let's take the Verizon Live cam right now. Verizon, the network Commanders rely on. Let's look at this cam. We are turned up right here, guys. And you know what? It's time to win fast, play fast. Brought to you by the Maryland Lottery Fast Play Games. Play fast, win fast today, but please play responsibly. It has been a fun night. We are back at our camp. Brian Cooper Jr. here with Brian Mitchell, here with Santana Moss, and we have a very, very special guest getting mic'd up.
The Mount
He's
of
looking
good.
He's coming on to set. He's taking his time, but he's coming on to set right now. We have our guy, Fred Smoot. And fellas, while he gets ready, are you good? You locked in?
I'm good. I'm running around here.
Fred Smoot, we asked about Emmanuel Forbes and how he bounced back. Talk to us about that. How does he bounce back for us tonight?
Well, first of all, this is how you bounce back. You watch what happened.
Yeah.
You realize it wasn't good enough. Then you come out here. I tell people all the time, it's not the game we got beat. It's the bounce back game that you got to watch out for. Yeah. We usually have a better game when we come back. And why not do it on Thursday night? You got beat on major TV. How about you redeem yourself on major TV? I'm not worried about him. If the D-line do what they supposed to do, a quarterback that's under the screen, he'll make some plays.
Yeah. Fred, it's always good to see you, man. You always hype, man. You got me ready.
You look a little shiny there, Fred.
I'm shining.
You are shining. Hey, you shining like a star because you on one.
Jermaine Jackson.
You got the Jackson mic and everything. Now, real quick, what do our guys got to do to get off to a fast start in tonight's game, B-Mitch?
They have to figure out what they did last week and try to repeat that. Yeah. They came out, they got quick passes, got to the running back, to the receivers, and the running back ran effectively. Execute the play that's been called, I think they'll be good.
Same way like I said last week, every play counts. Make every play count. You know, like I thought last week was the first time I saw these guys all year long offensively make every play count. That first series was one of the best series I've seen thus far from this team. I want to see that again tonight.
Constant growth. Yes. I want to see them grow from the first quarter to the fourth quarter. Correct all the mistakes that you did. O-line, can you play a complete game? Wide receiver, can you make sure no balls hit the ground? Defense, can you live up to who we think you are? Can we beat the teams we supposed to beat? Yeah. That shows that you're a good team and you headed in the right direction.
And another big key tonight is keeping Sam Howell clean, right? Yeah. Keeping him off that turf. He got sacked less last game, but he still got sacked a lot. How do we keep Sam Howell safe in tonight's game?
Well, I think Sam handles that. I think people look at the lineman all the time, but the quarterback controls him hitting the ground more often than the lineman. Yeah. He can decide to throw it away. He can decide to throw it to a dump off. The offensive linemen don't understand it. They play with him behind them. Yeah. So he sees what they're doing up front. It's on him. The offensive line can block a little better, but I think Sam Howell has to understand when you hit that step, get rid of that ball within 1.5 seconds. Yeah. It's a second or so to get back. Let it go. Get it to the guys that are the playmakers.
It's all on Sam, man. Sam has to understand how great he played last week in the pocket. He slid up instead of spinning out. He did things that we saw from veteran quarterbacks. That's the Sam Howell we need to see each week going forward. He has to continue to do that tonight.
Just constant growth, and that's what we saw last week. We saw constant growth. We saw him come out there, make plays. I want to see him do this week. At the end of the day, it doesn't change. I want to see him better than he was week 1, and that's all that matters.
And a big part of Sam's success, and I don't think we talk about it enough, is Logan Thomas and what he brings. Not just statistically, but what he brings as a leader, what he brings the minute he lines up out there. B-Mix, talk about Logan Thomas a little bit and how important it is to have a veteran like that at tight end.
Well, the thing about it, he's a big body. And we always talk about throw the dump off. Okay? Some of those running backs are 5'8", you can't see them. Logan Thomas is 6'5", 6'6". You're going to see him. And Sam understands I can throw it up high where Logan can get to it and the other guys can. That's why Logan is so important. And Logan is damn good. He catches the ball, he can run. And he's smart. He's a former quarterback. You know how smart we are, friend.
No, I don't.
Former quarterbacks, they understand the game, and Logan does a great job of it.
I think Logan and Sam haven't even built their chemistry enough yet. Logan has had times where he hasn't been on the field a lot with Sam. They're steady brewing, too. You know, when I talked about Dotson brewing right now, he hasn't got off. I think Logan Thomas is another guy that steady's brewing. He's getting his chances. Week by week, you see more and more from him. We just got him back on the field last week. I think this week's going to be a big game for him also because he's one of those guys. I've been saying it time and time. Those tight ends are safety nets for quarterbacks like this. We're going to find him a lot in the middle of the field, especially when we're in the red zone, in the back of the end zone.
Well, you talked about keeping him clean. All right, well, if you're going to keep him clean, Logan runs the laundromat. He's going to make sure all the clothes are clean. Nobody makes a quarterback feel safer than a tight end. One, because of the big catch ratings. You can throw bad balls to him. He's proven we got to come down with those balls. Even if I get knocked out, I hold on to those balls. Nothing makes a quarterback feel safer than a guy he know will come down with that ball in bad traffic.
And it's so much fun watching him and Sam get more comfortable. We have no doubt it's going to continue to blossom that relationship. Now, I cannot believe we've gone through this whole show and have not mentioned the running game, specifically Brian Robinson. Our boy has been killing it. He's gotten better every time we've seen him out on this field. What do you expect from him tonight?
Everything I've seen already.
Yes, sir.
Brian came to me earlier this season, before the season started. He said, I'm ready to go now. He said, I had nothing to hinder my off-season training. I'm ready to play football. I know what to expect. He said, look for some big things to happen. I expect big things to happen.
You see, I wrote it down already, so I'm not lying. B-Rob, 100 yards plus tonight.
Yes, sir.
Hey, he wrote that down in his book of lies. But I'm going with him. I'm going with him tonight. Because you know why? Because he's been churning butter. So you know that breakout game is going to happen at one point. And guess what? He's a DB's worst nightmare, and they missing 3 starting DBs. Look for him to wear them down going into the third and fourth quarter.
And then go over the top.
Go over the top, Commanders fan. We are just moments away from kickoff. Fellas, before we leave, final thoughts of today's matchup. We are in prime time, baby. We got the mics on. We good tonight. Final thoughts.
My final thoughts is this is prime time. Everybody's watching you. Give them something good to look at.
The city want to talk about the past. We're not in the past anymore. Everything is new. The energy is new. These guys are new. They're going to go out there and play like they should and dominate tonight.
First of all, if you see a commander walking through the woods and he see a bear, you better pray for that bear.
Pray for that bear,
You better pray for that
Shout
bear.
out to Mystical and shout out to the Commanders family. This is it for Command Center Game Day Live. But we will be back post-game with some analysis. You'll hear from head coach Ron Rivera and you'll hear from your quarterback Sam Howell. We have a lot more to get into post-game, so stick with us right after the game. This is Command Center Game Day Live. Ryan Coleman Jr. here with Brian Mitchell, Santana Watson, my boy Fred Smoot pulled up. Thank y'all for watching. We will see y'all after the game.